Test. Good evening, everyone. Let me hear some cheers. Who are we here for? When I say Majula, you say PAP. Majula. 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 Good evening, everyone. Hey. Welcome to the Bukit Panjang SMC PAP Rally. 大家傍晚好，欢迎来到我们人民行动党5级班任单选区的全民众大会。这里有很多很有爱心的居民。Okay, so for the Malay residents here, Selamat Petang. And for our Indian residents, Malay Vadakam. Thank you all for being here today, even though it's drizzling. Thank you all for showing your support for the PAP. Thank you all for coming here for Mr. Liang Ginghua. For those of you with clapper, with cheering stick and whistle, let's make some noise! So I know we all have been waiting. Let's first welcome Mr. Liang on the stage to say hi to everybody first. Hey. Hey. So before we do that, we today have a great range of speakers lined up for you. And I will soon be introducing my first speaker, our first speaker, Mr. Neo Se-kyung, Liang Shiqiang 先生. So let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Neo. Mr. Neo has been staying in Bukit Panjang for the past 35 years. And he has seen how Bukit Panjang has transformed from a kampong. Anybody here has been here for more than 30 years? Can I see your hands? So many of you. So like Mr. Neo, you have seen how Bukit Panjang has transformed from a kampong to a modern town. Am I right? Yeah. So Mr. Neo is going to tell you what's so special about Bukit Panjang and why he loves Bukit Panjang so much. So let's put your hands together to welcome Mr. Neo.
Good evening, friends and fellow residents of Bukit Panjang. Let me begin by introducing myself. My name is Neo Se-kyung, and I have been a resident of Bukit Panjang for the past 35 years. I have known Mr. Liang Ginghua for over 20 years. He was first elected as the Member of Parliament for Holland Bukit Timah GRC, representing Zhenhua in May 2006. Now standing as the PAP candidate for Bukit Panjang, Mr. Liang has served as our MP for the past 19 years. He is known to be sincere, dedicated, and extremely hardworking. In fact, a survey by Mothership once named him the most hardworking MP in Singapore. If you are up early, you might have seen him at your bus stop from as early as 7 a.m., greeting residents heading to work. This initiative is part of what he called the Happy Bus Stop project, and effort he started many years ago to connect with the community. And yes, even today, you can still find him there. That's the kind of commitment he brings. Mr. Liang truly cares for Bukit Panjang and the people.
Without him, without us.
Over the years, Mr. Liang has championed many improvements in our town. Thanks to his effort, we now have Bukit Panjang Polyclinic, Community Garden, Exercise Corner, Active Aging Center, Senior Care Center, drop-off points, and sheltered linkway, including the newly completed one along South Jana Road. When the needs for a hawker center was raised in 2011, it was Mr. Liang who brought this up in Parliament, pushing for the reinstatement of the policy to build new hawker centers across Singapore. Because of its effort, Bukit Panjang Hawker Center opened in August 2016, followed by Senja Hawker Center in Zhenhua. Let me be clear. Senja Hawker Center didn't appear out of nowhere. Mr. Liang worked tirelessly to bring this second hawker center to our town so that residents could have access to affordable and quality food nearby. When Mr. Liang makes a promise, he keeps it. 5 years ago, he shared a booklet outlining 12 key projects, 11 of the already been completed, and the last one near in completion. I can show you this magazine 5 years ago. You still remember this magazine?
Yes.
Here's a 12 major project he promised. And this is the real accountability. That's delivery.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Mr. Liang is also the advisor to our temple, Chi Hock Keng Temple at 15 Fajar Road. Over the years, he has supported many community events co-organized with Harmony Circle and groups such as Fajar Shopping Center and Market Merchants Association. These activities have strengthened racial harmony and social cohesion in Bukit Panjang. Just last year, the Fajar Merchant Association, Chi Hock Keng Temple, and other community stakeholders came together to organize a grand New Year light up event. The lights stretches from Bukit Panjang Ring Road through Fajar Roads and including to Kertai. This would not have been possible without the guidance and support of Mr. Liang. MP played a crucial role in implementing government policy, managing constituency and supporting residents in needs. Mr. Liang has proven time and again that he is capable, committed, and compassionate. Let me now say a few words in Malay. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan dan sekalian, para penduduk-penduduk Bukit Panjang, pilihan raya ini sangat penting. Kita mesti berfikir dengan jelas, pasti mana satu parti yang kita mahu kita dipilih dan calon mana yang benar-benar boleh dipercayai. Ya betul, calon PAP Encik Liang Eng Hua adalah seorang yang telah terbukti berkhidmat. Beliau adalah calon yang menyampaikan janji-janji, berdunaikan tanggungjawab dan sentiasa membantu rakyat. Beliau boleh mencapai dan kami boleh dipercayai dan Kami yakin beliau akan terus berjuang untuk kebaikan penduduk-penduduk Bukit Panjang. Undilah Encik Liang Eng Hua. Undilah PAP. Thank you.
When I say Majula, you say? Majula? Majula? Thank you, everyone. Let's now welcome our second speaker, Dr. Thiru Sundaram Pillai. Dr. Thiru is not just a resident of Bukit Panjang, but he's also an old friend of Mr. Liang. And he has seen and witnessed Mr. Liang's resilience and dedication to residents. So let's have Dr. Thiru on stage.
Let me first say a few words in Tamil first before I do finish off my speech in English. வணக்கம் தோழர்களே மற்றும் எனது புக்கிட் பாஞ்சாங் வாசிகளே. என் பெயர் டாக்டர் திருநாவுக்கரசு சுந்தரம் பிள்ளை. நான் கடந்த 25 ஆண்டுகளாக புக்கிட் பாஞ்சாங்கில் வசித்து கொண்டு வந்திருக்கிறேன். எனக்கு மிஸ்டர் லியாங்கை 20 ஆண்டு காலமாக நன்றாகவே தெரியும். அவர் எப்படிப்பட்டவர்? மிஸ்டர் லியாங் எப்பொழுதும் மக்களின் நலனையே முதன்மைப்படுத்தியவர். உதாரணத்துக்கு ஒரு நிகழ்ச்சி நடத்தணும் என்றால் அவர் கேட்கிறது ஒரே ஒரு கேள்வி: இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி எப்படி என்னோட தொகுதி மக்களை எப்படி நல்ல நலன் பெறுவார்கள், ரைட், எப்படி பெனிஃபிட் பண்ணுவாங்க, அது மட்டும் தான் கேட்பார். அதுக்கு பிறகு நாம் கேட்கும் உதவியை அவர் தவறாமல் செய்து கொடுப்பார். அதுதான் மிஸ்டர் லியாங். அவர் கடினமாக உழைக்கும் ஒரு எம்பி. எதனால் சொல்லுகிறேன் என்றால், உங்களுக்கு நன்றாக தெரியும், ஒரு 3 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்பு மிஸ்டர் லியாங் கால் முட்டி சிகிச்சை சென்று ஒரு ஸ்கூட்டரில் வீடு வீடாக சென்று தன் தொகுதி மக்களை சந்தித்தார். 2023 ஆண்டு அன்று அவர் மூக்கு தொற்று நோய் வந்தது. அப்பொழுதும் சிகிச்சை முடித்துவிட்டு வேகமாக தன் மக்களுக்கு சேவை செய்ய கடினமாக உழைத்தார். இதுதான் மிஸ்டர் லியாங். அவரால் இன்று புக்கிட் பாஞ்சாங்கில் முழுவதும் நல்ல நடைபாதைகள், இணைப்பு பாதைகள் உருவாக்கி உள்ளன. இந்த பாதைகள், அந்த இணைப்பு பாதைகள் மற்றும் நடைபாதைகள் பெரியவர்களுக்கும் சிறப்பு தேவை உள்ளவர்களுக்கும் சீராக நகர முடியாது. என்னை போல் சக்கர வண்டியை பாவிக்கும் தொகுதி மக்களுக்கும் இனிமையாக பயணம் செய்கிறோம். இதற்கு நான் மிஸ்டர் லியாங்க்கு என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அவர் பொது போக்குவரத்துக்கும் மிகவும் கடினமாக போராடுவார். அதாவது பேருந்து சேவை, ரயில் சேவை இரண்டுக்கும் நம் புக்கிட் பாஞ்சாங் நகர வாசிகளுக்கு போராடுவார். இதனால் உங்களுக்கு நல்லாவே தெரியும், நம் போக்குவரத்து வசதி மிகவும் சீராக இருக்கிறது, ரயில் சேவையும் சீராக இருக்கிறது. முடிவில் நான் என்ன சொல்ல வருகிறேன் என்றால், அவர் ஒரு நாகரிகமான அரசியல்வாதி. எதிரணியை ஒருபோதும் தாழ்வாக பேச மாட்டார். அவரது நேர்மை, நேர்த்தியும் சமூகத்தின் மேம்பாட்டிற்கான அர்ப்பணிப்பும் அவரை ஒரு உண்மையான மக்கள் தலைவராக ஆக்கியுள்ளது. நன்றி. Now I will say a few words in English. Thank you for patiently listening to my Tamil speech. Good evening, my fellow Bukit Panjang residents and fellow comrades, good evening to you. Majulah PAP! Majulah PAP! Majulah PAP! My name is Dr. Thiru Sundaram Pillai. I've been a resident of Bukit Panjang for the past 25 years. I've known Mr. Liang for a good 20 years when he first became an MP for Chenhua constituency where I was a grassroots volunteer. I'm here not because I was asked to. I'm here because I want to. Because I want to say a few good words about our Mr. Liang Eng Hua. Don't you think that he has done a fantastic job for Bukit Panjang? Come on. Let me tell you, all the improvements that you see in Bukit Panjang, it's because Mr. Liang has the interests of the residents at heart. And he has always shown exemplary leadership. I remember that whenever we wanted to organize an event, the first question that Mr. Liang will ask us is, how will my residents benefit? It's not about how much money you want. It's about how will my residents benefit. As long as you can show that the residents will benefit greatly, he will allocate the resources for a successful event. He also made us volunteers passionate about the way that we work, passionate about the way that we serve our residents. His leadership, compassion, and sincerity is very contagious. Have you seen how Mr. Liang approaches residents? Right? Have you seen how humble he is? This is what Mr. Liang is. He has showed us how to serve the residents with utmost compassion. His dedication and self-service is evident wherever you look around Bukit Panjang. Multiple linkaways, walkways that have been built for Bukit Panjang residents to shield us from the rain and sun. Let me tell you, Mr. Liang personally engages these authorities when it comes to very difficult and complicated shelters. And he personally attends to this installation in the middle of the night. How many of you all have seen his postings where he shows that he is at site, right? So watching the linkways being installed. You would see him with his hard hat, safety vest, and safety shoes, right? That's Mr. Liang. He wants to personally make sure that the Bukit Panjang residents benefit greatly. That's Mr. Liang. And let me tell you, Mr. Liang is someone that doesn't give up. I still remember a time when I think it's just outside the Beacon Primary School that there was a problem in constructing a small bit of a linkway because too many authorities were involved and getting the approval was not easy. So what did he do? He called the National Parks Board because it encroached into national park land. He called LTA, right, because it was under the LRT track. He called PUB because there was a drain. He called all of them to come to the CC, made them sit in the CC, in the office, and made sure that they came out with a favorable outcome. A favorable outcome means what? The way that Mr. Liang wants. Build it, right? If not, they were not living. That's Mr. Liang. Now, we also have many linkways, right? Many linkways. We have many walkable pathways that are very accessible for people on strollers, for people that are using PMDs, for people who are using wheelchairs like me. Mr. Liang has ensured that every single resident can step out of their home and get to places within Bukit Panjang. Last but not least, let me also tell you that Mr. Liang fights hard for public transport. I'm sure you know how good our LRT network is. The new trains that have come. The accessibility in terms of bus services that gets you to places, right? It's not only accessible for residents within Bukit Panjang, but it's also accessible for residents to get out of Bukit Panjang and come back home safely. This is the passion that Mr. Liang has. Lastly, let me tell you a little bit more about Mr. Liang. Actually, I prepared a lot to say about Mr. Liang, but he has cancelled my bits and pieces because he is a very humble person. But one very important trait about Mr. Liang is, you would have never seen him say anything about his opponents. Have you ever heard anything negative from Mr. Liang? That's Mr. Liang. That's how he is. Mr. Liang wants us to judge him by the good work that he has put in. Do you agree that Mr. Liang has done a fantastic job? Do you now agree that Mr. Liang is the best person for the next 5 years and for years to come as your MP for Bukit Panjang? If the answer is yes, then you know what to do at the ballot poll. Vote for Mr. Liang Eng Hwa. Majulah, PAP. Majulah, PAP. Majulah. Thank you.
What an inspiring speech from Dr. Thiru. Let's put your hands together. One more time for Dr. Thiru. I will now invite our third speaker, Miss Khoo Hui Chin. She's not an unfamiliar face to anyone. You have seen her in many, many parts of Bukit Panjang. And like many of us, she sees and appreciates the humble, steady side of Mr. Liang Eng Hwa. She feels that Mr. Liang is a man who delivers, a man whose action speaks louder than words. So let's put our hands together to welcome Miss Khoo Hui Chin.
OK， 我用你的还是我的 ？Hello， Bukit Panjang 的居民们，大家晚上好。哇，你们的精神可嘉，下小雨也是来哈，拿着雨伞也是这样撑，真的是好伟大你们。OK， 我是Diana Ko， 因为大多数Bukit Panjang居民都会认识。那我从小到大都是在这里长大。但是离开了15年之后呢，我又倒回来了，因为我爱Bukit Panjang，所以我就在这里呢住了37年。谢谢。那么想起20年前呢，我就认识了连荣华先生，当时他策划了一项 IG40， 谁晓得 IG40？还不知道哈 ，OK， 它就是建国40年的一个大型舞台剧。当时呢，他从这个剧本、挑演员到训练宣传到正式表演，都是他亲力亲为，而且呢，他处理的真的井井有条。2小时的精彩演出呢，获得观众的赞赏与好评，可以感觉到他是一个用心与实力，让大家对他的印象非常深刻。而且呢，我很荣幸，因为呢，当时呢，我也有机会参加他的这个大型演出。那么在他的带领下呢，我也跟他学习了非常多。在这里呢，我接着你们的掌声，感谢 Mr. Liang。他真的是一个很用心的人 ，OK。那么到了2020年大选的时候呢，我才再度碰到他。那个时候呢，连先生是被调派到5级班让参选，因为当时的疫情，坦白讲很严重，因为2020年嘛，大家都知道。坦白讲，居民对他来讲不是很了解，不很认识他。但是结果呢，他又以微差 当选了，成为我们 Bukit Panjang 的议员，这个真的是我们感觉到非常开心的一件事情。当选后 ，Mr. 亮要做的就是了解居民们的需求。他每天都会到邻里的咖啡店，还有商场、巴士车站。我相信很多居民都看到他，对不对？对。甚至呢，他也会亲自到居民的家拜访，聆听大家的心声。还有年长，他特别关注了我们这个年龄老化的这个社区，所以他会关心年长人士所面对的问题，有不方便的地方，经过他都会一一的去改善。所以呢，我们给 Mr. 亮一个掌声，因为他改善的东西太多了。谢谢 Mr. 亮为我们社区做了很多东西。当然呢，有一个我举几个例子啦，好像那些坐轮椅的，其实他们上下都不很方便，但是呢，他就是把那个走道让他们很顺利的可以应用那些上下的走道。另外呢，就是他改善主屋居民楼下的那个防滑设施。那马路与行人道呢，他也很关注，因为为了安全起见，所以他做了很多的安全措施。那么由此可见呢 ，Mr. 亮真的很积极、很努力改善我们这个年长者的生活环境，大家认同吗？ OK， 谢谢。那么这5年来呢，他也增加了很多各阶层老中少的活动场所。其实他这些活动呢，都是让居民有休闲跟娱乐的地方，大家能够彼此认识，让Bukit Panjang的生活呢觉得比较有一点乐趣了，对不对？在他的带领下，Bukit Panjang有很大的不同。它不同在哪里呢？设施很完善，然后环境更舒适，生活品质不断的提升，大家都会亲身感受到这些美好的改变，对不对呀？感同身受，对了，感同身受。那么坦白讲，要在社区里面做得越来越好，需要一位肯做事、脚踏实地、愿意聆听民意的领导者，对不对？那么你们心中有数了，是谁呀？是谁呀？对了，就是他连荣华先生。因为他不仅关心大局，也关心每一位居民的生活，大家认同吗？例如他推行的一言为定计划，就让无数家庭受惠，减轻了大家的经济负担。这个也是很多人受惠啊，所以应该给他一个掌声哦，来个掌声！一言为定。那么，哇，很热闹哎！哇，今年全球的局势是动荡不安，其实真的是充满挑战。我们需要一位有担当能力的领袖，掌管处理，带领我们呢度过重重危机。那么我们这个难关就一关一关过，所以我们的生活会比较平稳。大家应该要注意到这个世界的一个变化，所以呢，我们一定要很慎重的去选我们的领袖，好好的来掌管这个国家。亲爱的居民朋友们，你们准备好了没有？准备好了吗？在来临5月3号的大选，把你们手中神圣的一票支持行动党，然后Bukit Panjang候选人连荣华先生，让他继续呢留任，为我们做服务，也为Bukit Panjang的未来打拼，打造更美好、更安全、更健康、更有活力、凝聚力的Bukit Panjang。 我们的家园。谢谢大家，谢谢。再大声点，大声点，大声点，耶、
Bukit Panjang, make some noise! 亮印化，亮印化，亮印化，亮印化。Are you ready for our fourth speaker? Our fourth speaker is none other than Mr. Zulkarnain. Zhu serves with Mr. Liang, and he has personally seen how Mr. Liang leads by example. Mr. Liang always has the interest of residents in mind. Do you agree? I can't hear you. Do you agree? From house visits to walkabout to working with agencies to solve residents' issues, Mr. Liang is all about helping residents and making our lives better. So let's put your hands together to welcome Mr. Zulkarnain.
Test. Okay. So I think before I will start my address, can we get the people at the gate there, the entrance? Can you please move to the left side? Because there are more crowds outside coming in. Okay, so please do move to the left side. Thank you so much. Okay. Good evening, fellow residents of Bukit Panjang! I stand before you today not only with pride, but with deep appreciation for the journey we have all taken together as a community. Bukit Panjang is more than just a housing estate. It is a home where family grows, neighbors look out for one another, and where progress is built on unity and dedication. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on how much has changed over the last 5 years. Our neighborhoods have become more vibrant and connected. We have seen the renewal of our town center, improved connectivity with more sheltered walkways, upgraded lifts, and barrier-free access, on making daily lives smoother, especially for our elderly and families with young children. We have seen the introduction of smart facilities, better lighting in our parks, and greener spaces that give us room to relax and connect with nature. However, these improvements didn't happen by chance. They are the result of a tireless effort, a strong leadership, and a clear vision for the future. And here, I want to give credit where credit is due. The person is Mr. A. Hua. Liang Eng Hua. Mr. Liang Eng Hua has been the steady hand guiding Bukit Panjang through these transformative years. Mr. Liang has never been one to chase the spotlight. But if you have spoken to him or seen him on the ground, you know he does listen. He walks the estate, he talks to residents, and he works quietly but relentlessly to solve your issues, whether it's something as big as town planning or something as personal as a lift upgrade in your block. His leadership is not only felt here on the ground, but also in the Parliament of Singapore. Over the past 5 years, Mr. Liang has been a strong and consistent voice, not just for Bukit Panjang, but for all Singaporeans. In Parliament, he has raised critical local issues like the need for better bus connectivity in our town, the impact of construction on residents and ensuring that our town gets the attention and resources it deserves. But he did not stop there. He has also spoken up on national issues that matter to all of us: cost of living, jobs and wages, support for seniors, and the importance of long-term urban planning. As the chairman of the Government Parliamentary Committee for Finance and Trade and Industry, Mr. Liang played an important role in shaping discussions around Singapore's economic strategy, especially during and after the pandemic. Mr. Liang has asked the tough questions. He pushed for support of local businesses, for sustainability in our national budget, and for initiatives to support workers in an evolving economy. That is the kind of leader Mr. Liang is. Not just a member of parliament, but a problem solver, an advocate, and a bridge between government policy and everyday realities. And under his watch, Bukit Panjang did not just keep up. We moved forward. When COVID-19 hits us, Mr. Liang worked closely with agencies and grassroots teams to ensure that residents had support, whether it was safe distancing measures, digital assistance for seniors, or food distribution. The response was swift and grounded in care. When we talk about leadership, it's not just about policies. It's about our heart. It's about showing up. And Mr. Liang has done just that, day after day, year after year.
Mr. Liang is the pillar of Bukit Panjang.
But let me be clear, our journey is not over. Yes, we have made good progress, but we can do even more with your support and with the continuity of strong, experienced leadership like Mr. Liang. We want Bukit Panjang to be safer, more inclusive, and more livable for all generations. We want to support working parents with better facilities, empower our youth, and ensure our seniors can age confidently in place. And most of all, we want to do this together. So tonight, I ask you, residents of Bukit Panjang, to look back at the past 5 years, not just at what has been done, but how it has been done, with sincerity, with humility, and with results. So, let us continue to build a Bukit Panjang we are proud of. Let us give our support to a leader who has proven time and again that he delivers not just with words, but with action. Let us stand together and say, we choose progress, we choose unity, we choose Mr. Liang Eng Hwa! Liang Eng Hwa! Liang Eng Hwa! Liang Eng Hwa! So, residents of Bukit Panjang, to summarize off, please vote for Mr. Liang Eng Hwa. Majulah Singapura! Majulah Bukit Panjang!
Thank you, Zhu. So I know many of you are here to listen to Mr. Liang speak, and he will come soon after a few more speakers. So we ask for you to patiently wait for him to come on stage. Okay? But before we proceed to the next speaker, is Mr. Liang good? Mr. Liang 好不好？Adakah Mr. Yang terbaik? Now I'm going to bring the next speaker on stage, and she's none other than Madam Nora. Madam Nora has seen how Mr. Liang has supported the Malay Muslim community, how he cares for everyone, and the work he's doing to help everyone in Bukit Panjang tribes. Let's put your hands together to welcome Madam Nora.
Salam semua. To all the residents of Bukit Panjang. Nama saya Nora, terkenal dengan nama Nora Taj. Saya adalah Mak Lora. Kalau lelaki, Pak Lora ya. Bagi kampung Bukit Panjang. In other words, I'm the Malay chief of Bukit Panjang town. Yeah! Selamat malam kepada semua penduduk Bukit Panjang. Sebagai penduduk Bukit Panjang selama 35 tahun, saya telah menyaksikan pembangunan dan peningkatan yang berterusan di bandar ini. Dengan penambahbaikan yang berterusan pada persekitaran, tempat tinggal dan juga mutu kehidupan. Mr. Liang Eng Hua, anggota Parlimen bagi kawasan undi Bukit Panjang, telah mengambil alih dari Dr. Teo Ho Pin sejak tahun 2020. Dia tidak kenal penat, lelah, terus memperjuangkan hasrat penduduk untuk kehidupan yang lebih bermutu. Betul tak?
Betul. Betul.
Kehidupan kamu sekarang bermutu kan di Bukit Panjang? Dengan bandar yang mulanya kurang dengan kemudahan, sekarang Bukit Panjang ada banyak kemudahan. Dulu kita lihat banyak pohon-pohon di mana-mana ya. Sekarang kita boleh nampak poliklinik, penjagaan kesihatan mampu milik di depan pintu kami. Bukit Panjang LRT, kereta api baharu dan rel kuasa dinaik taraf untuk perjalanan yang lebih selamat. Pusat makanan di banyak tempat termasuk Bangkit, Fajar, Jelapang, Senja di merata Bukit Panjang. Sudah tidak payah kamu keluar daripada tahun ini untuk menjamu selera. Gedung membeli belah pun sudah banyak, seperti di Bukit Panjang Plaza, Hillian Mall, 10 Mile Junction, Green Ridge, okey, dengan yang kecil-kecil pun ada. Junction 10, 10 Mile Junction. Kita pun ada kolam renang di Senja Cashew CC ya. Projek-projek peningkatan bandar termasuk laluan berbumbung, anjung menurunkan penumpang dan tanjakan akses bebas halangan. Kemudahan baru seperti gym di kolong blok, kebun masyarakat dan taman haiwan peliharaan memperkayakan lagi masyarakat kita. Di bawah inisiatif Project Riders, Mr. Liang Ewa dengan sokongan dari Bukit Panjang MAC telah menubuhkan sebuah kumpulan sokongan untuk membantu kira-kira 490 pekerja penghantaran makan di bandar kita. Sejak tahun 2022, kita adakan perjumpaan bagi mereka untuk merayakan Hari Raya Puasa, Chinese New Year, Deepavali, Christmas dan perayaan hujung tahun. Bersama-sama, kita sediakan jamuan makan, kasih mereka NTUC voucher, goodie bag dan cabutan bertuah untuk mereka. Mereka makan beramai-ramai sambil berbual-bual dengan Mr. Liang dan anggota MAC yang ada. Mereka kelihatan sangat gembira dapat perhatian dari anggota parlimen sebab Mr. Liang sangat prihatin dengan perjuangan mereka. Kalau ada project rider di sini, if there's a project rider people around here, do you agree with me? Yes, you have been taken care of. Mr. Liang Engwa sangat adil orangnya. Orang-orang Melayu di Bukit Panjang sangat mendapat perhatiannya. Lebih-lebih lagi penduduk yang usianya sudah meningkat. Dia telah membangunkan 4 pusat-pusat penuaan aktif. In other words, AAC, Active Aging Center di Bukit Panjang. Yes. Pusat-pusat ini memupuk hubungan sosial dan mengurangkan pengasingan dalam kalangan warga emas kita melalui inisiatif santapan community. Program-program ini menyediakan hidangan berkhasiat sambil menggalakkan warga emas untuk melibatkan diri dalam interaksi yang bermakna, ikatan budaya dan aktiviti komuniti. Dengan mengambil bahagian dalam penyediaan makanan kepada jiran-jiran yang terlantar di rumah, warga emas boleh membina rangkaian sokongan yang kukuh dan kekal aktif dalam komuniti. Dengan banyaknya projek-projek yang telah lengkap, projek-projek yang sedang berjalan pun masih banyak, seperti mempertingkatkan pusat beli belah fajar, program peningkatan lift or LUP dan flat BTO bersepadu baru. We have BTO coming up. Kemudahan sukan dalam kawasan dan taman terapeutik. Bukit Panjang akan sentiasa kekal sebagai tempat tinggal yang berkembang, maju dan terhubung untuk semua. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, selama ini Mr. Liang sudah memberikan yang terbaik untuk penduduk Bukit Panjang. Takkan sekelip mata kita akan melupakan usaha baiknya dan memberi sokongan pula kepada parti lawan. Tidak betul kan? Takkan lembu punya susu, sapi yang dapat nama. Okey, sekian saja yang saya boleh ucapkan. Jadi, undilah dengan baik. Undilah Mr. Liang Engwa. Undilah PAP. Majulah PAP. Majulah PAP. Majulah Mr. Liang Engwa. Terima kasih.
Madam Nora. Next, I shall bring our youth on stage to speak to all of you here. And she is Miss Kayla Pang. Kayla lives in Bukit Panjang all her life. She's a youth volunteer who has served alongside Mr. Liang. She experiences his leadership and his steady hands in guiding the Bukit Panjang community towards a brighter future. Let's put your hands together for Kayla!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Bukit Panjang. My name is Kayla Pang. Thank you all for coming here today. I see my families, my friends, my neighbors, and many familiar faces that forms this community we have in Bukit Panjang. I stand here as someone who has eaten at the same coffee shop for at least 2 decades, shopped at the same supermarket, and collected Shopee parcels from the same delivery checkpoint. Bukit Panjang is my home. This is the place where I made my first friends, had my first heartbreak, celebrated momentous occasions, and felt the deepest of loss. Bukit Panjang will always be a soft spot for all of my core memories, no matter where I go in the future. Now, let me share why I'm voting who I'm voting for. Growing up as a child, I spent every Sunday morning at Bangkit's Kim San Ling having breakfast with my grandparents and cousins. My grandmother pouring Milo onto a plate to cool it down, dipping a fishball into it. Controversial, I know, but it was the best thing my 6-year-old self loved. I love hawker center food. I eat it almost every day. For those who can relate, living at Bukit Panjang Zone 4, we have seen wild boars roaming around our estates. I personally have seen more than I would like to in one lifetime. From piglets to wild boars under the HDB blocks, rummaging through the trash looking for food. But today, I almost forgot about the topic of wild boars because I do not see them anymore. Under Mr. Liang's advice and collaboration with NParks, fences and cattle grids were installed to keep the wild boars from intruding on residential areas. Vote for a doer, a person who walks the talk. To the residents staying at Jelapang, how has 972M changed your lives? Changes don't appear overnight or in a week. They have constant meetings, discussion, official proposals that we are unaware of. When LTA decided to remove the bus service 700 or 700A, the original plan for 972 was to serve the stops at Bukit Timah Road, Danan Road, Newton MRT Station, and Scotts Road. But Mr. Liang fought back, garnering over 1,000 names with 3 petitions to halt the changes. That was how 972M was created to ensure that all Bukit Panjang residents can still take either 972 or 972M to town. I am grateful for one. I take 972M daily to work. Words are easy. Action is what matters. We don't need more promises. We need proof. We need leadership. We need leadership that stands firm when it's hard, not just when it's easy. So I urge you, our future depends on it. Choose someone who does the work, not just talks about it. Choose a leader who is strong in face of adversity and leads not for convenience, but for conviction. Rachel Heng once said, future over past, progress over stagnation. A forward-thinking approach to focus on improvement and development over what was. Let us work together for an ironclad society for our future generations. My dear friends, especially our first-time voters and young residents, today I implore you, look beyond the noise of social media. Look instead to what truly matters. Look at track records. Look at character. Look at who your grandparents turn to when in times of help, when they need help, who they speak so fondly of. because one day it will be you seeking help from your MP. Every vote we cast this time shapes the future, not just ours, but the future of our children, our grandchildren, and generations we may never even meet. Are we really willing to leave that to chance? Or will we stand firm, grounded in our roots, building on what is already strong, improving what has already proven itself? Think ahead, 10, 30, 50 years from today. What do you want their lives to look like? Stability? Hope? Progress? These elections are not a trial run. This is not a test. There are no refunds and the consequences are permanent. Dreamers may imagine a better world, but realists see the challenges that comes with it. You hear promises from the opposition, elect me and I'll cut the GST. Elect me and I'll change the policies for your benefit. But let me ask you this, at what cost? What are the consequences? The world doesn't shift without something tipping the balance. Choose wisely, choose with your heart, but also with your head. The future is watching. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. Liang Yinghua. Liang Yinghua. Liang Yinghua. Liang Yinghua. Now, our next speaker is someone that you've seen a lot around in Bukit Panjang. Do you know who he is? Want to make a guess? Edward Chia, that's right. So, Mr. Edward Chia works with Mr. Liang. He fights alongside with Mr. Liang, and he personally witnesses how Mr. Liang helps residents. His tenacity in wanting to make lives better for every one of you here. So let's put your hands together to welcome Mr. Edward Chia.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, friends, families of Bukit Panjang. 五七巴让的朋友们、家人们，大家晚上好。Apa khabar kawan-kawan di Bukit Panjang? Malay Vanakam Bukit Panjang Nambagale. I call you friends and family because this is who I see here today. And because we are family, I will speak plainly. This evening, I stand before you as a candidate and one of the many Singaporeans in the crowd here with a common feeling, and that is the weight on our shoulders have gotten heavier. We all feel it, and in times like this, what we need is a responsible member of parliament, someone who listens to you sincerely, to your concerns, understands the issues in depth, and delivers practical, effective solutions that truly improves your lives. A leader who inspires hope, not despair. A leader who brings people together, not the politics of envy and division. As elected members of parliament, we are responsible for our constituents. When it comes to responsibility, the person who has best lived by this principle is my friend, my mentor, Mr. Liang Yinghua. Mr. Liang has served as the MP for Zhenghua and later Bukit Panjang SMC for the past 19 years with distinction. Now, I dare say this because Mr. Liang Yinghua and I serve on many committees together. Mr. Liang
is the chairman of the Holland Bukit Panjang Town Council, and I'm his vice chairman. Mr. Liang and I also serve on the Finance, Trade and Industry and Manpower GPC. Mr. Liang is the chairman of the Finance, Trade and Industry GPC, and I'm the deputy chairman of the Manpower GPC. We scrutinize finance, economics, and manpower policies, and we are both passionate about ensuring good jobs for Singapore and that Singapore continues to be financially stable. But friends, it is not just me who thinks that way. Many also share my conviction of Mr. Liang's responsibility, dedication, commitment to Bukit Panjang and Singapore. Here, I even have something that a resident sent to me. Now, for those of us who are parents or remember our childhood, you would remember the Mr. Man and Little Miss books. This resident says Mr. Liang likens him to Mr. Responsible, because that's who he is in Bukit Panjang and for Singaporeans in Parliament. So let me tell you how Mr. Liang has been Mr. Responsible. When he was diagnosed with cancer, he assured all of us that while undergoing treatment, he continues to be responsible for the town and residents' welfare. He said, and I quote, "My residents entrusted me to take care and represent them. I cannot delegate it to someone else," end quote. Now, this is responsibility. Responsibility is committing to the mandate voters have entrusted in him even during challenging times. On the Parliament front, Mr. Liang has always been a champion for Singaporeans. He spoke up on daily issues that concerns us. He has fought to ensure that our policies provide good jobs to Singaporeans first. He has fought for more social assistance for the elderly and the less fortunate. He has voiced out for both national, municipal concerns around cost of living and the quality of life on the ground, including for more public transport subsidy, which culminated to an additional 300 million top-up. On the ground, those who live in Bukit Panjang for a long time know that transport and accessibility was a challenge. When Mr. Liang came to Bukit Panjang, he promised residents more convenience. Today, we have bus service 972, 972M, 922, 976, thanks to years of pushing LTA and operators to make this possible. Not long after I was elected to my first term as your MP, the LTA announced changes to bus service 972. Changes that will disrupt your daily commute. We heard your concerns loud and clear. Mr. Liang and I stood with you, and we worked tirelessly with the LTA to find a better way. As a result, we not only preserved the original 972 route, but also introduced 972M. Today, residents have a choice, 972 or 972M, depending on your destination. This is what listening, partnership, and persistence can achieve. This is our collective action with you. More recently, we've seen how the rising cost of living has put pressures on many families. While national schemes have provided support, we felt it was important to do more at the local level. That's when Mr. Liang stepped up again, mobilizing resources, rallying the community to launch the monthly $1 deals. The initiative was such a success in Bukit Panjang SMC, it inspired us to bring the initiative to the rest of Bukit Panjang town. So here's what I want to highlight. To friends and family. The fact that the opposition dismisses Mr. Liang, as I quote, just a ground MP, shows exactly where their priorities lie. They seem to think that walking the ground and understanding your daily needs and concerns isn't important. But isn't that the very foundation of being a good MP? In fact, being a ground MP is essential of being an effective voice in Parliament for you. How else would an MP know the issues to speak up for in Parliament if he doesn't walk the ground? How can he fight for you if he's not with you, listening to your struggles and understanding your aspirations? So my friends, Mr. Liang is not just a ground MP, he is a complete MP. He is both firmly on the ground with you, understanding your everyday needs and being a strong voice in Parliament, shaping national policies that impacts all of us. So the choice is clear. Vote for Mr. Liang, who will stay close to you and fight for you. In Bukit Panjang town, we know families live close to each other, often across political boundaries. Many young couples I meet during my home visits live near their parents, sharing meals, sharing care, and raising children together. At the end of the day, it is one Bukit Panjang town. That's why Mr. Liang, Minister Vivian, and I work closely to ensure our town's infrastructure and programs support this family dynamic. We've introduced 6 active aging centers in Bukit Panjang town, so seniors stay healthy, active, and engaged. For seniors who need more care, we've added 4 new senior care centers, opened a nursing home, and have an additional 300-bed nursing home in Jelapang under construction. Ensuring our seniors stay active and healthy is our duty we owe to them. Caring for them is the most direct way of supporting families who are their caregivers. For young families, we opened 2 mega childcare centers in Zhenghua, enrolling more than 400 preschoolers. To nurture healthy children, in Zhenghua alone, we've upgraded 13 playgrounds, giving them new places to play, learn, and grow. During the pandemic, I personally met talented home cooks and bakers during home visits. Residents with amazing food, but no platform to reach out to customers. Seeing their struggles, my team and I took the lead, launched Bukit Panjang Sedap. A Facebook group to connect our home-based food businesses with the wider community. With the support of Mr. Liang and Minister Vivian, we promoted it on banners and posters across town. Today, the group has over 16,000 members. This is not just about food. It's about providing additional income, building connections, and bringing neighbors closer together, one meal at a time. We are now revamping N5 Park, a shared space between Bukit Panjang, Cashew, and Zhenghua, with an exciting plan of a tree-gen, playground, a dog run, and many more. But friends, projects like these need teamwork. For example, the N5 Park is managed by the Holland Bukit Panjang Town Council. And it will be very difficult to manage the refreshed N5 Park with two separate town councils. So friends, we have something good going on here. This collaboration between Mr. Liang, Minister Vivian, and myself have worked well together. Let's not risk what we have built together for someone else's political ambition. Let's keep a stronger Bukit Panjang town for our families and for our future. I have spent the last 5 years getting to know you better. I feel much joy when little children see me and shout, "Uncle Edward!" Because I know that means our efforts in the community have been heartfelt. Now, to our young families and our young people, the GE is a great arena of ideas. You hear different points of view and enjoy the excitement of candidates vying for your hearts and minds. This is possible only because Singapore, governed by the PAP, has grown well over the years. People are well educated and can discern who best represents their interests. But friends, ideas alone are not enough. When elected, words must turn into action. If all the opposition can promise is to speak up for you, then you need to ask, you really need to ask, is that all you are getting? Because talk is easy, talk is cheap. Talk alone doesn't build homes, doesn't create jobs, doesn't raise wages to cope with the cost of living. And in the end, it is all of us here who will bear the consequences of empty promises. But some might say, maybe let's give them a chance because their ideas sound so good. But as we often say, if it's too good to be true, it probably isn't. Now, they say all Singaporeans are on different boats. Some might be lifted by the tide, others sunk by it. But we say, we are one people, one Singapore ark. When the storms come, we weather them together. We only have each other. They say the government holds you down and there's an elite conspiracy that keeps you from rising. But we say the PAP has always believed in uplifting every Singaporean, regardless of your background or your starting point in life. Not by pitting groups against each other, but by building bridges and opening doors. They say you are treated unfairly in your own country. But we say fairness. Fairness is built on opportunity, not outrage. It's about giving you the tools to succeed and supporting each other. They say they are here to bring you the change you deserve. But we say real change. Real change is not about loud words. It's about consistent, tireless work to make your lives better. Work we have done for over 6 decades and will continue to do. They say, they shout, enough is enough, calling you to step up, to strive, not just to survive. But we say the PAP has always helped Singaporeans do just that, not merely to survive, but to succeed, to be the best versions of ourselves together. Ultimately, this election is about whom we can trust to be responsible for securing your hopes and your future. Your vote is more than just who can shout louder than a PAP at a rally. It is about whose actions have always spoken louder than their words. It is about responsible action with you. It is about who is your Mr. Responsible. It is the Mr. Responsible who will, together with you, embrace uncertainty with confidence. And in Bukit Panjang, this person is Mr. Liang Eng Hua. Mr. Liang Eng Hua of the People's Action Party. So, friends, vote for Mr. Liang Eng Hua, vote for the PAP, Majulah Singapura. One more time, Majulah Singapura. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edward Chia. Are you ready for our next speaker? Because of him, we have many amenities in Bukit Panjang. Because of him, we have good conductivity. Because of him, we have many social initiatives to support our residents and make our lives better. And because of him, we have this wonderful, modern, caring town that we can proudly call home. So let's put our hands together to welcome Mr. Liang Eng Hua.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, residents and friends and fellow Singaporeans. Thank you for being here to join us on this rally, even though it's a wet day on the soggy ground. Really, thank you so much for coming together here this evening. I thank the earlier speakers for your kind words of support, and I will do my best to secure the mandate to serve Bukit Panjang. And if I can have the opportunity to serve you again, I will again do it wholeheartedly. I thank my colleague, Mr. Edward Chia, for joining us and speaking in this rally. Tonight's rally is actually, although it's the Bukit Panjang SMC rally, is actually located at Holland Bukit Timah GRC boundary, which is Mr. Edward Chia's zone boundary here. So it's only right that I invite him to join me on this rally. Evan and I, we are good buddies, we are good partners in the town councils. We serve in the GPC together in finance, trade industries, and as well as in the manpower ministry GPC. So we are really great partners, and I'm glad we are here together and we want to serve Bukit Panjang town together. Let me first say a few words in Malay. Selamat malam penduduk Bukit Panjang yang saya hormati. Terima kasih atas kepercayaan Anda sepanjang 5 tahun ini. Bersama kita telah capai banyak kejayaan, tetapi perjalanan kita masih jauh. Dengan rancangan yang telah disusun, saya menjanji untuk terus bekerja keras demi masa hadapan yang lebih cerah untuk semua. Marilah kita terus menakar bersama penuh semangat dan harapan. Terima kasih. Thank you. 各位居民朋友们，大家晚上好。首先，让我衷心的感谢大家过去5年来给予我的信任与支持。过去20年来，五级班案经历了巨大的变化，居民们亲身见证了市政延续性的深化发展与改善，居住环境继续的优化。 生活素质提升，非常感恩这过去的20年呢，在市政提升的这个过程旅途中，我有幸能与大家为市政居民出一份力。其实5级班案市政虽然每年都在改善，但是每5年呢，我们都会有一个巨大的变化，一个巨大的提升。 比如说，过去的5年吧，我们的市政与社区又进行了一个大提升。现在呢，我们的市政已经有了自己的综合诊疗所，不用再去北湾那边去看医生。我们有了第2家现代化的这个小贩中心，然后我们在仙家这一带也建了一个 KJ1 通往 KJ1 的一个立交桥，大大的疏解了我们市政的交通。 就算是繁忙时间吧，交通也可以比以前更加的顺畅。我们也有更安全的人行道和脚车道，方便我们的居民通往行驶。我们的市政已经总共有了6家新的这个乐龄活动中心，还有4家设备齐全的看护中心。所以这都是我们过去5年来的提升。 然后居民有需要，我们都尽量的去把它做到。我们的改善呢，不只是硬件，我们也扩大了社区项目的规模。我们现在可以服务更多的居民了，因为我们的规模已经增强了。比如说，我们可以推出帮助居民负担生活费的这些项目，比如说我们的一言为定，大家都是不是喜欢这个项目？ 目前我们已经都售出了16万张票，将近1万户的居民受惠。我敢说，5级班案的基层活动是在各种项目上呢，都是全新加坡最活跃的地区之一。所以这个是我们市政多年来建立的这些社区的邻居。在维修主屋方面， 我们也做了很多这些居家翻新，超过99座的我们的主屋已经进行了这个居家翻新，剩下还有10多座还在进行中。我们也有6座的这个主屋进行了电梯翻新，还剩下2座，我会尽力的去争取，已经有一些好的回应了。我们的 HDB， 未来5年呢，如果当选呢，我会继续的提升。 优化我们的市政邻里，除了在
继续在各领域和住家进行翻新改造外，我们也会全力的建设更多的健身空间，包括2个体育计划的这个设施，也会有更多的这个运动设施，包括这个用途的球场、篮球场、健身角落，还有儿童游乐场等等。我们也会继续的改善交通的便利和附近的设施，还有方便居民步行的有盖走廊，大家都希望有更多，我会去争取找更多的拨款来建设。活跃生活、健康生活也是我们的另一个重点项目。我们会建设更多的休闲康乐空间，通过各种活动，让社区更有人情味，居民更健康。我们会继续的增加更多的乐龄设施，包括我们的乐龄活跃中心、乐龄看护中心，在未来的几年，我们也会继续的支持我们的年轻家庭，加强力度，协助家里有父母要照顾的，还有孩子要照顾的，都需要给他们支持。我们的宗旨是确保每一位居民，男女老少和他们的家庭都感受到我们的关怀和包容。我们还会好好的保护我们的环境、我们的家园，采取更多的环保措施、节能升级计划和扩展我们的绿色空间，来提升五级班让市政的美观和环境的可持续性，而打造一个更绿色的环保的五级班让市政。我们也会让我们的居民呢，到我们的周边的这些绿色的树林，有更多的进出口方便，享受我们五级班让市政的这个绿色环境，享受了我们这一区的自然保护区。所以大家如果想了解我们更多未来5年的计划的细节，你们可以看看我们在每家每户都分发的这个特刊，我们的未来的5年计划，请保留这2本书，因为这个是你可以拿来对证未来5年会不会落实这些计划。我很有信心，如果当选，会继续的落实这些计划，让我们的居民的生活更优化、更高素质。然后这届大选呢，我们都知道非常激烈，五级班让的选情是特别的激烈，是不是？我们上届的选举的票数非常接近，非常接近。我会尽全力去守护我们五级班让的未来，守护我们五级班让活跃充实的生活。我会继续的，我会全心全力去争取大家的支持，来守护大家。谢谢。我的对手最近也在几个场合有提到我，在他的一些媒体访问时候提到我如何服务居民。然后既然如此，他有提到我应该有出于礼貌，也要回应一下他他有讲的一些话。所以上星期吧，他对我们的这个媒体说，联荣华有很多资源可以推出很多大小项目。我真的在想，这个是在批评我还是在赞扬我呢？但是我蛮同意他的说法，能汇集争取更多的资源来协助五级班让居民受惠于五级班让居民的确是我的强项，是我的优势。我会继续在这方面努力，争取更多的资源来服务我们的居民。一直以来，我的宗旨就是要努力为我们的居民争取更多的 项目、更多的好处，让我们的居民可以过好生活。不管是从政府部门争取更多的项目或者拨款，或者在5G 班让增添更多的设施，还是和我们的社区伙伴和商家伙伴合作，协助照顾我们的居民，我敢说我非常用心的在做，而且有我一定的实力能把这些都做好。我会尽全力继续地寻找更多的这些资源，推出更好的项目，提升我们居民的生活素质，过更好的生活。很多的这个5G 班让的大项目啊，这些基础工程，其实不是自动送上门的，不是说你在那边等，它就会送上给你，而且要去争取回来的。很多项目都是要去争取，去跟我们的政府部门协商，有时相当激烈的讨论，才可以争取到。我的对手可能他不知道，比如说在我们的这个 KJ1 的立交桥，我们的小贩中心，我们的市区地铁站的第3出口，我们的这些乐龄看护中心，我们的这个体育计划，乐龄的这些设施，好多都是不在我们原来的蓝图计划。我们政府是有一个每5年都有一个蓝图计划，很多这些项目都不在里面的计划。这是需要议员去首先了解居民的需要，然后去一一的争取。所以我的对手好几次都提到说，我有这个资源来做一言为定，可能他也是觉得这个一言为定是相当帮助到我们的居民，很受欢迎，所以他也都时常都在提。所以这个项目我们也会继续的去做，我已经承诺我们会再找资源把一言为定做到明年的2月。明年2月过后，我还在找资源，如果还在做，我就继续的在做，让大家帮忙大家应对这个生活费，协助我们的居民。几个晚上前，上个这个周末嘛，我做完家访的时候，在停车场遇到了一位居民，他拿了一张 SDB 的我们对手的这个刚发的传单，他说 ：“Mr. 亮，我很替你不值，你的出这个招数。”所以我以为他讲什么，我就拿来看一下。原来他指的是说，里面的传单说，跟居民说：“你不要担心，你的这位议员做了好多工作，争取到的这些项目，大小项目，一旦我的对手当选，会自然而然的会落实，所以不要担心。”所以他的说法是，他就是这就是他们的竞选的手段吗？就是说，你的前任议员做的事，我会接手，不用担心。我想必这位居民也在说，这是不是有点这个有不劳而获的这个感觉，这个心态？我们说前人种树，后人乘凉。我的对手呢，不只想乘凉，他也想乘梁烟花的凉。我想，我的乘凉是要让我们的居民乘凉，不是让我的对手乘凉。谢谢。此外，这种想法其实也是有点天真吧，因为真正服务过社区的居民都知道，每一个项目虽然原则上批准了，但是要正式去启动还有落实，还有一段路。这个过程往往都是状况连连的，不是这么容易说你有一个项目批准了就可以启动了，都需要议员去亲身介入处理一些事件，有时关系到居民，影响到居民的部分，然后有时会出现一些因为有限制，有些地方有限制，要重新再划分，重新再设计。 所以这些都是需要议员，我们不只是要争取，还要去落实它。所以在这里，我要向大家承诺，我所争取的每一个项目，如果我当选，我将会全心全力的去落实它，让它可以服务我们的居民，优化我们的居民的生活。我也要在这里向大家保证，如果我有幸当选，我们的5G巴兰丹选区将会继续与荷兰5G芝麻集选区的这个选区合作，组成我们的4+1的荷兰5G巴兰市政理事会，壮大我们的实力规模，这样我们的还会更好的服务我们的居民。尤其是在我们在招标的时候，有更大的规模，可以有更多的优势。比如说是装修的，或者是电梯维修、树林管理等等，这些都是需要一个规模。如果你有个规模去招标，你会得到更好的优惠的价钱，那个标价。所以我们会继续的合作，然后让我们的市政能稳稳的在运作，来服务我们的居民。最后呢，我要在这里特别的向我们的5G巴兰非常和善的年长居民说，我们的5G巴兰真的很多很善良的年长居民，我要跟他们说，安心。有我连荣华在，我会尽心尽力的照顾你，放心。那些家里有年长者的家庭，你们也放心，有我连荣华在，我会照顾你们的家长，让他们得到温馨的照顾，放心吧。如果我当选，我很有信心，未来的5年计划在5G巴兰我们会做得更好，每一年都比一年好，每5年会有个大提升，让我们的市政继续的稳稳的发展，人民可以稳稳的过好生活，让我们守护好我们充满喜和乐的家园5G巴兰，我们一起让5G巴兰更美好、更幸福，好不好？谢谢大家。谢谢。Dear residents and friends of Bukit Panjang and fellow Singaporeans, 5 years ago, you placed your trust in me to serve you as a Member of Parliament. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to walk this journey with you, to listen to you, to fight for you, and to serve you. As you know, I also grew up in Bukit Panjang. My old home is, they call it Woodlands 11 Mile, Taiko, where today's Senja Estate is. I still live around Bukit Panjang area, and my family and I built our lives here. So Bukit Panjang means a lot to me. And I feel a great sense of belonging to this place, which is the underpinning passion why I will go all out to do and secure what is best for Bukit Panjang. It's my home. Like many older residents here who live here, we have witnessed the amazing transformation of Bukit Panjang town together, from what used to be, they call it a Ulu village, Ulu town, to a modern town today, among the most livable town in Singapore. And I say this with humility. I'm very grateful and fulfilled that I'm able to play a part in the modernizing and uplifting of Bukit Panjang town. Every 5 years, we develop and work on plans to go from both incremental improvements, but as well as major shifts to uplift the town livability. In the last 5 years, we have substantially upgraded our town's healthcare infrastructure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we have really a major infrastructure built up. We have now a polyclinic, our nursing home. We have more daycare centers to take care of seniors. And then we have more active aging centers. The new Senja KJE link now helps us ease the town's traffic, especially during morning peak. We now have not one, but two modern hawker centers offering affordable food, more choices for our residents here. Our community organizations have also scaled up. Bukit Panjang is now among the most active and vibrant communities in Singapore. And with a wide range of activities for people to stay healthy, stay active, and socially connected. We have also improved our capacity to assist those small families in need, providing them the necessary support. We actually doubled the capabilities to help more needy residents in Singapore. And we reached out to more community groups over the last 5 years. And one of them is our delivery riders group. I often organize sessions with them to meet all these our riders in Bukit Panjang town, understand their challenges they face in their jobs. We have a number of them living in Singapore. I met many of them in and around the town. They provide food and necessity to our residents at the doorstep. They are our service hero, providing much appreciated last mile service and conveniences to our residents. I understand some of them are here. Can I see the riders? I heard they are here around here. Thank you for joining me. Let's give them a round of applause, our riders. They are always working hard, rain and shine for us. Thank you. We know that the cost of living is a major issue for many of our Bukit Panjang residents over the last few years. The global situations have seen inflation rise across the world, and Singapore is not spared from it as well. Many of you shared with me the pressures you face providing for your families and the loved ones. So I have been pushing this and bringing this up to the government, to the ministries, to help more. And the government has put in place measures to ease some of the cost pressure and also to support heartlands merchants, for example, like the CDC vouchers. And I decided that I have to do more as well for Bukit Panjang residents. That's why over the last 2 years, we came out with programs like the $1 deals and the other programs to help our residents deal with the cost of living. We do our small part, whatever we can. And I hope that these efforts have been helpful, and I promise to continue to do more, to do better, if I'm elected again, to serve you. So it's an amazing last 5 years. Thanks for walking this journey with me to uplift Bukit Panjang. Looking ahead to the next 5 years, we have plenty in store for Bukit Panjang residents. The details of our 5-year plans are in our town book here. I hope you have received it at your house and have some time to take a look. And I hope you keep this book with you for the next 5 years to take reference whether some of the items listed out there, are they carried out, are they delivered. Often, actually, we deliver more than we have promised, especially like last 5 years. We added more things from the plan. And similarly, the next 5 years, you can rest assured I'll be on the lookout again. Any good deals, any good projects or new initiatives that can benefit our residents here, I'll be the first to go and get them to Bukit Panjang. Thank you. In the next 5 years, one of our key focus areas is to transform our town into a wellness heartland so that our residents can have more space for recreation, for relaxation, for place that you can rejuvenate after a long day. So we want to make Bukit Panjang town a wellness heartland. We plan to build more and develop more wellness supportive facilities within the town. For example, we are going to redevelop the N5 Park, which is next to our Pangsua Pond. Our Pangsua Pond is a very unique feature. It used to be a quarry site, but we turned it into a water body. We added the green spaces around there. We built a CC with a swimming pool. We added more lifestyle activity. We built the boardwalk so that you can walk and enjoy the green spaces. And then it's also served as a shortcut for some of our housing over there. So this is the spirit. We always want to build on what we have. Whatever we have, we want to turn it into something that is awesome and beautiful for our residents. We will also introduce, first of its kind for the town, a therapeutic park. We have identified locations at Block 204. And then if it's well received and good feedback, we're going to extend it to other precincts. We're also going to bring in 2 sports in precinct to our town. One at Block 213 and one in the Senja area, which Mr. Edward Chia mentioned. And this is to encourage active living because we want really our residents living in Bukit Panjang to always have this drive to stay active, to stay healthy, and to also be socially connected. At our busy Bangkit and Pending Road area, we intend to introduce the Friendly Street program to improve walkability and to encourage graciousness on the roads. So we want pedestrians and also motorists to really look out for each other and then, not to be, always rushing and creating stresses to each other through, although it's a busy junction. So it's something that we want to work with LTA. We call it a Friendly Street program. And then on top of that, we're going to build, of course, we have more active aging centers and care centers, indoor gyms, and we're going to integrate them. And then we will also curate programs to promote mindfulness, mental well-being, social connectedness. So our aim and vision is to make Bukit Panjang town the blue zone of the blue zone in Singapore. As you know, Singapore is the 6th blue zone in the world. We are the number 6 in the world. Something to feel proud of. The 5 blue zones are all the countryside locations. But Singapore is the only one that is a city-state blue zone. Something is amazing because how we can create the circumstances, the environment for us to achieve quality of life, healthy living, active living, and then the social connectedness. So these are how blue zones are. Singapore is the 6th blue zone. We want Bukit Panjang to be the blue zone of the blue zone. And this is a pioneering initiative. It's something new. So we hope to lead the way in Singapore to foster wellness-focused community and set new benchmark in town wellness development. We want Bukit Panjang to lead the way to be the wellness town of Singapore. So residents, friends, maybe let me now spend a little time to address some of the comments my opponent, Professor Paul Tambaya, has mentioned about me and what I'm doing to serve the residents. I think it's only right that I also provide some response. So firstly, I think he mentioned not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, that he said Liang Yinghua has tremendous amount of resources. So I'm not sure to take that as a criticism or compliment, but he's not wrong. As an MP here for 20 years, I do have strong ability to secure resources for the benefit of Bukit Panjang residents. It's something that I keep building, something that I keep doing better over the years. I have a very good understanding how the government agency work. Where is that decision maker? How do we present a case to get approval? How do you put forward ideas and get the discussion going? So I have over the years, I've built that capabilities and abilities to do that. And I have very good success rate so far. I think you look at Bukit Panjang, some of the projects that comes, it's all through lobbying, through presenting a strong case, and then getting the agencies to look at it. So it's not easy, but I'm glad I'm able to do it. I will share some examples later. Besides the lobbying and getting the agencies to support us in the development of Bukit Panjang, I also built solid relationship with community partners. We have a long list of them. You can see around the neighborhood. We have solid community partners. We have Fei Ye, we have New Life, we have Adventist, we have Zhonghua Medical, Zhonghua Yiyan, we have NKF, we have Tai Wah Kwan, Bo Tian Home, Cancer 365, the temples, the religious organizations, and also, most recently, NTUC Health also joined us to be one of the partners, they are running an active aging center here. So these are very important partners to have so that we can multiply and leverage on each other's resources to serve our residents better. And I'm glad they are all there, looking at different areas to take care of residents here, the young, the seniors, and so on. And we also want to work with the local businesses, like the coffee shops, the grocery shops here, to also work on some deals, for example, the $1 deals to help our residents here find better deals, able to find good deals to mitigate the cost of living. But all these do not come by chance. It requires continuous, sincere engagement with partners and stakeholders. We need to build relationship and trust, and then coming together to bring out the best outcome for our residents. So, not easy. I have tremendous resources, but it don't come overnight. I work on it to make it happen. So, this is my first response to Professor Paul Tambaya. Secondly, my opponent also said in his rally speeches, I think twice, he said that our civil service are professional and efficient. All these projects approved or planned for the next 5 years will be completed whoever is the MP. He also said that MPs are there to just claim credit. And he also used the word, this is like what we call a rooster syndrome. Meaning the rooster come out and make noise and claim that the sun come out because of the crowing or whatever. So this is what he said. Is it really true? Of course, the civil service and the agencies are indeed professional and efficient. They have to do their job. Many of them do a great job for Bukit Panjang, I must say. They help us do many things, bring projects, maintain, keep it going. But because they are professional, when you ask them for things, they don't always say yes, right? Because they want to make sure that it's fit into the criteria, the objective, the policy, framework, and so on. So if it doesn't align with their current plans or objectives, they may not approve you. So it's simplistic to say that the civil servant will do everything for you. It's not the case. And that's why MPs like myself, we play an important role to advocate for our residents. For me, my colleagues as well, Dr. Vivian and Mr. Edward Chia, we all engage our residents regularly. I have town halls, I have walkabouts, I have house visits, 460 blocks already. I go around markets almost every weekend. And we get a lot of feedback, a lot of suggestions, a lot of ideas. Thank you. And when I get all these feedbacks and ideas, some are really good ones, I do my study, my feasibility study, and then I start to come out with plans, engage the agency, the ministry, and then see whether this is doable, seek their buy-in, and then hopefully get approvals and funding. So it's not always smooth sailing. In fact, most of the time it is not. Often the civil servant will tell you, well, it's a good idea, but I can't support you for whatever reason, or they may not have funding at that point in time. So it's actually naive to think that it doesn't matter who is your MP. The agency will do all these things for you, to carry out all this project for you. It's not the case. We, the MPs, bridge the gap. Of course, the government with the agencies have their plans, how they manage a country, how they govern. There's always a framework and policy. But the residents will have also what they want that can improve their lives. And that's where MPs like us come in to bridge the gap, understand the needs, the requirements, go to the agency and get them to provide all these services. It may take some time, but we will keep doing it. And my approach is, if I think it's a good project, it makes sense, it serves our residents, I will back and don't let go and make sure the project comes to Bukit Panjang. And sometimes you really face setback. You cannot go beyond certain level, and that's where I will seek the intervention of the ministers. I will go to see the minister and say, can you help me? Maybe review this. I will give you further justification and hope you can bring the project to Bukit Panjang. So this is how we do it, and it's not something that we just say it will happen. Let me do one example. Let me cite one example why this is how we work. Professor Tambaya mentioned about the Senja Link KJE. He said that it will come anyway. But I want to let everyone know here, there was no plan to build that flyover to KJE at all. And when I met residents in the town hall, they told me the roads are already, traffic are already picking up, start to get heavy at the two main points, which is one towards PKE and the other one towards Choa Chu Kang, Upper Bukit Timah. So morning you can see the heavy traffic building up. And then at that time, there were BTOs being built around here, Senja, Sega area. So there were concerned that when all this population build-up happens, you're going to have more jams in Bukit Panjang town. I agree with that. So I saw that as a problem, a challenge as well. And then I immediately went to engage LTA and say, we really need another outlet. 我们要多一个出路 so that we can get our vehicles, spread the vehicle flows and can get cars out of this town. It wasn't easy because the bridge, the overhead flyover wasn't in the original master plan. So of course the civil servant said, I can't do it because it's not in the master plan. I raised this with the transport minister then, and then seek his help for MOT to relook at this whole thing and see whether can that be in the master plan. I suppose the agency eventually see the merits of this. My arguments to say we need this to manage the traffic here because really the population is building up because of the BTOs. And so they agreed to go ahead. The Ministry of Finance supported the funding, $344 million to build the flyover. It's not cheap. So we have now another outlet that really significantly is the traffic congestion in Bukit Panjang. And of course, STP say, oh, these are taxpayer money. Yes, it's taxpayer, it's funded, it's government funding. But I secure the funding for the benefit of Bukit Panjang residents. So it is not a case where an agency comes to you and say, I want to do this, and then you get it, the project is there. It's not the case. We have to build a case up, lobby, push, and justify. Let me cite another example, hawker centers. The government has stopped building hawker centers for over 20 over years after they complete the relocation of the resettlements of all the street hawkers. So in the 70s, 80s, there were a lot of street hawkers. And then we wanted to move them to a hygiene place, to build hawker centers, to relocate them there. So it went through, and then about in the 80s, I think, it was finally completed. So there were no new hawker center built since then. And I was looking around in the neighborhood and read news about coffee shops changing hands at tens of millions of dollars. There were a lot of these headline numbers to say this coffee shop went for 50 million, another one 20 million, and so on. I'm really concerned because if coffee shop were to go at that kind of prices, just imagine how the cost will be passed down to the consumer. So I set myself to say we need to fight, we need to push the government to rebuild hawker centers. So I tried for quite some time but couldn't succeed, the earlier years, before 2011. But the turning point came in 2011, where Minister Vivian became the Environment Minister. And I volunteered myself to be the GPC for Environment, Government Parliamentary Committee for the Environment. And in our first meeting, one of my first requests to him was to say, can the government review the hawker center policy and rebuild hawker center again? And I give him, the ministers, my justification that, you need to lower the barrier to entry for hawker trade so that the hawker culture can continue. We can keep it going. Minister, I remember he listened intently. I think he must also know the merits of this. And really glad that he managed to persuade the cabinet to eventually change the hawker center policy and then rebuild hawker centers. Minister Vivian is actually here, one of the audience. Maybe you should give him a word of thanks for reversing the policy for us. Thank you, Minister, for joining me here. And because of that change in policy, we now have so many new hawker centers in Singapore. And of course, in Bukit Panjang, once we get the policy change, my first thing was to say, Minister, you need to build one in Bukit Panjang. And I'm glad he agreed to. NEA follow up, built the first one, and then we saw population build up here, we asked for a second one. So Bukit Panjang has not one, but 2 new modern hawker centers. So, again, it's the case where if the MP don't push, the minister didn't also persuade the cabinet to change the policy, you won't have hawker center here. I can be quite sure it may be, we are still not having 2 hawker centers serving us here in Bukit Panjang. So, this is what I would say, like even professional civil servants, well, they do their work, but you still need MPs to push, as well as the government to listen. And it's something that I feel proud that something we can bring to the benefit of our residents here. Let me just cite one last example about why MPs got to work their way through to get things for the benefit of residents. And this is bus 972, our popular bus that we all love to have here. Thank you. I've always wanted to have a direct trunk service to service the northern part of Bukit Panjang. When I came to serve here, I know we are the bus services are inadequate. And we don't have a direct trunk service from the northern part of Bukit Panjang, the Senja, Fajar area. There's only a 190 that runs from Choa Chu Kang through Bukit Panjang and go to town. It's not enough. At that time, the 190 was really packed. The bus stop is like full of people, the one at Bangkit. So I worked with the bus planners in LTA and told them we really need more trunk service to take our residents directly to town. Trunk service meaning service that go to town. But the reply from LTA was that this kind of service, this trunk service is heavy in resource intensive. You need something like about 20, 30 buses. You need to buy 20, 30 buses, and you need something like 50 drivers, bus captains, to run a trunk service. I think now it's even more because we run even more frequency. The frequency is even shorter now. So he said it's a heavy resource needed to run this service. I know that the public transport operator, the companies will never be able to do it because this is a high-cost item. So I raised this in Parliament. I say we need to help the public transport operator with the funding to buy buses. We need to help them with some funding, with some capital, to fund their capital expenditure, the CAPEX. And then we need to help them sustain the operational costs to sustain the service. So there was, some discussion, and I'm glad finally the government agreed to announce the $1.1 billion bus services enhancement program to buy 1,000 new buses. And of course, when the policies comes out, my immediate instinct is to say, secure the new trunk service for Bukit Panjang under this program. And I'm very happy that finally the bus that we all love, 972, came to Bukit Panjang. So it's a case again of you have to justify the case, you push for it, and then I got it, and then I worked with LTA on the design, the plan of the bus route, so that it can serve as many residents as possible, and then to be very convenient to get us to town. So again, to respond to what Professor Tambaya said, again, this is certainly not the work of civil servant coming to me with a new bus service. In fact, they took away one bus service, bus 700 service, and had to fight tooth and nail for a replacement. And eventually, LTA agreed to introduce a bus 972M. I think Mr. Edward Chan mentioned we walked together, and the good, actually, it's a blessing in disguise because bus 972M turns out to be a better bus service than 700. Because not only is going downtown, it actually extends inroads into Bukit Panjang town and then improves the overall connectivity. So residents from Pithier Road area can now take a bus 972M to Fajar, to Senja area, to the schools around here. There are 4 schools around the stretch here. There's also there's a hawker center, there's polyclinic, and so on. So it actually improves the intra-town connectivity. In addition to bringing our residents downtown, to downtowns, the 972M. So in most of my years of serving as an MP and in Bukit Panjang town, actually a major part of my effort is to work with the bureaucracy, to bring much needed project to Bukit Panjang. Many were not in the original plan. And I must say the civil servants do their work, and then they do listen to me, and then eventually if there's merit for the case, it's justifiable, they do support. So I do thank them for doing that as well. So again, it's not autopilot. It doesn't come to you on a silver platter as what SDP seems to suggest. So this characterization by Professor Tambaya as this being a rooster syndrome is just unjust and unfair kind of characterization. In fact, I thought the act of SDP claiming that PAP adopted SDP policy sounded more like rooster syndrome. So here's a case where we, again, as MPs, we want to work, but you can't be telling your voters that in the flyer to say, don't worry what the MPs have done. Whoever get elected, the thing will continue and you'll be delivered. I don't think that's the way you want to win your votes, right? Never mind, someone has worked hard to secure the resources. It will continue under the new person. But in reality, in principle, approval projects still require a lot of pushing to get it off the ground. I've experienced it myself. You need to overcome local constraints, the stakeholders' engagement. You always have some issue to deal with because every project is done to have some impact on the neighboring residents who may be affected by it and so on. So you need to engage and seek buy-ins. It's not always so straightforward to say, approve, project will happen in a few years' time. You need to work the ground, overcome the ground constraints. Sometimes you need to do diversion of services that may cause temporary inconveniences to the residents. All right, so these are things that an experienced MP like myself can do a better job and get it going and see it to fruition and then to really bring value, bring benefit to our residents. So I want to commit to you, if I elected, I will do that for you and make sure that all the projects will be well delivered to our residents. Thank you. Let me now talk about a third response, because there's also another comment by SDP in their rallies to say that MPs should not be property or estate managers. And I agree. We are not. You look at the way I described, we are here to champion for the residents, table the matter to the government, to the agencies, to get projects to be approved and to be able to deliver. So we are not estate or property manager for sure, all right? But we have to also know that in Singapore, our parliamentary system is a one-tier system. We are single tier. We don't have like federal government and local government. So we, as MP, we serve two roles. First role, at the national level, we speak up for our constituents. We scrutinize and debate policies. We deal with national issues such as budgets, economy, security, education, healthcare, and many others. So we do have to play our role in Parliament. At the local level, MPs play an important role to ensure that the overall well-being of residents, address problems, residents' problems, solve them, through MPS, through all the appeals. We also seek more amenities, improve facilities, build new facilities. We even had to resolve neighbor disputes. So these are the things that MP have to do on the ground as well. So we need to play two roles, at the national level as well as the local level. So MP must be able to fulfill the two roles. It's not a case where MPs only give rousing speeches in Parliament, that's all. You have to also come down to the ground and solve problems and make things happen. So I'm thankful that I'm able to contribute in both areas and make a difference in policy as well as in people's lives. I've spoken extensively in Parliament, and I have never been afraid to stand up, to speak up for you. Thank you. So this morning I had an interview with Zhao Bao. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this morning I have an interview with Zhao Bao, and this journalist is a very experienced journalist who followed me very closely in Parliament. I didn't even know that. He said, I've been following your speeches in Parliament. And then he tagged me. He tagged me as MP, as the category. I mean, he said in Chinese, 你是个敢问派的议员, meaning I'm an MP that dare to ask questions, tough questions in Parliament. That's how he characterized me in the interview. So I'm very touched. I didn't know he was following what I've been raising in Parliament. He said, yes, you raise tough questions every time something comes out. You don't hesitate to ask those questions. And among the first to stand up to ask. In my manifesto, I sent to every household, you will find a page where I mention all the issues that I raised in Parliament. Not all, but most of the key issues I raised in Parliament, and how I be able to achieve some of those, get government to change some policy or give some more funding or help more of household, and then job security and so on. So it's documented in all this, and you can take a look. Among the things that I pushed repeatedly for government in the last 5 years is, of course, cost of living. We really need more support. And every budget, if you check the records, every budget, I ask for the government to do more, to help household more, to help seniors more, to provide more support, more subsidies. And indeed, the government do provide more every budget. You can see it over the last few years. Another area that I spoke up a lot is on jobs, because I'm really concerned about the job situation. Especially now with this very unsettling, fracturing kind of global environment. I'm just very worried, not so much the tariff, but I'm very worried that MNCs, the US MNC, will start to move out of Singapore and return back to the US because there may be pressure for them to do so. And what it means is jobs will be gone. All these professionals who work there and the supporting industry will also be affected. So I'm really concerned, and I will, if elected, I'll be pushing for the government to do more on that front, especially the young graduates, the young workers that join the workforce. We need to help them find a good job, to jumpstart their career. So I'm going to bring up this initiative that we had in COVID. It is called SG United Traineeship Scheme. We have that scheme to help, when during COVID, graduates really can't find jobs. So government incentivizes companies to hire young graduates, place them in their company, let them work there for 1-2 years, and then let them move on from there in their career. So I'm going to ask the government to reintroduce this scheme so that we can help our young graduates find jobs sooner and there are opportunities for them. So I've discussed this with Edward Chia, and both of us are going to do this hand in hand and take this up with the Manpower Ministry. Thank you. And also if elected, I will also focus on other policy areas like housing, education, healthcare affordability. So these are some of the items that I have in mind that I will table. Let me just mention one more final item before I close, and this is about our town council. I want to assure all residents here that if elected, Bukit Panjang SMC will again combine with Holland Bukit Timah GRC to form the 4+1 Holland Bukit Panjang Town Council. It's a very important combination. It's actually a strategic group. 4+1 give us the scale, give us the capabilities, the experience, the expertise to run a good town council in Bukit Panjang, Holland Bukit Panjang Town. This will enable Bukit Panjang household to enjoy substantial economies of scale benefit, where we can bulk tender our contracts, whether it's for maintenance, landscaping, M&E leaves, and so on. You know, these other contracts, if you are big enough, you put it into a contract, you tend to get better deal. You tend to get the scale benefits. And with the economies of scale that we have for 5 divisions coming together, we can achieve the best price value. And then we can also share the overheads with more households. If you are just a single constituency town council, you can imagine you have much lesser bargaining power, less scale benefit, and then you may have to share some of these overheads, more overheads with fewer households. So we want to continue with the 4+1 town council combination, and then to serve our residents well, and with all the experiences that we have. In fact, 4+1 is also good for the planning of town improvements, because it can allow us to do wholesome planning. We can better harness the town's complementary features, the characteristics that we have here, and then we can master plan better as an integrated town. So it's something that is really of value, and we want to continue this way. So rest assured, this is what we will do if I'm elected as the Bukit Panjang SMC MP, and we will work with the Holland Bukit Timah GRC MPs together from a 4+1 Holland Bukit Panjang Town Council. Thank you. So residents and friends, over the last 5 years, thank you. So over the last 5 years, I've worked for you on the ground. I've fought hard for you. I have given everything that I have for Bukit Panjang. Should you give me the opportunity to serve you again for the next 5 years, you can be assured that I will work even harder for you, because Bukit Panjang is part of me. This is where I belong. We have done so much together, and I firmly believe we can do so much more together. And because of your trust, your support, and our partnership, we can really make Bukit Panjang better and make real progress. Our journey is not over. There's more work to be done as we face challenges ahead of us. But if you believe in the hard work that we have done and our commitment to even do more, to serve residents better, to serve Bukit Panjang better, then vote for me, please. With your continued support, I'm confident that we can build an even better Bukit Panjang and a stronger, brighter, and a stable future for you, for our families, for Singapore. Let's keep going and make Singapore even stronger, Bukit Panjang even better, and better lives for all of us here. Thank you so much. I look forward to your support on 3rd of May that can serve you again in Bukit Panjang. Thank you, our residents and friends. Thank you very much. 谢谢大家. Terima kasih. Nandri, thank you. Thank you.